Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mike. Welcome back, and today it is time to update everyone on kind of what I've been discussing in some of my previous videos, and that is purchasing an age domain complete site from niche website builders. So if you're not familiar with what niche website builders are, they are basically a company that, like their name suggests, helps creators make, build, upkeep, and grow their niche websites as well as their niche website portfolios with everything from haro link building to full SEO content creation, keyword research, completely done for you niche websites. So if you're not in the market to, if you're nervous about creating your own website or picking the wrong niche or not doing keyword research properly, they can literally build you the whole site, put all the content you want to put on it, and just hand it over to you ready to go, and you can sit back and wait for it to start to grow and hopefully make money. They also do link building services. They do consultations. So if you don't want to buy one of their age domains, but you want to look into an age domain and you're not sure if it's a good buy, for a very, very reasonable price, they will do a conference call with you and discuss the age domain, the risks, the potential, kind of give you some guidance on it, which I think is a great service if you don't want to buy one of their domains and you want to kind of do it yourself. But nonetheless, I'll link niche website builders down below if you decide to use their services. It is an affiliate link, so I appreciate that. But let's talk about what I got it for, how they helped, what they did, and how it's doing so far. All right, so this is referred to as an age domain. Some people call them expired domains. I think they both apply. Essentially, it's a domain that was registered years back, built authority on its own over the years, and for whatever reason, the domain was let expire. So could be someone died, it could be someone got divorced, it could be someone just let it go and didn't renew it. There's all sorts of variables about how these domains become available, but nonetheless, once they're available, they go onto a marketplace, things like ODYS Global, things like GoDaddy Auctions, and people find the domains that have potential, good backlink profiles, and then they purchase them, and then they put content into them, and hopefully use that backlink power and the age of the domain and the trust factor in Google to grow their website faster, effectively beating, if you will, the Google sandbox. So age domains and expired domains are not foolproof. They can be great, and they can, maybe not take off at all, or maybe have unreliable, untrustworthy backlink profiles, or maybe it was a part of a PBN. So finding the right age domain is very important, and that's why I decided to use a service like Niche Website Builders. I wanted some experts to go in there and take a look and find what was hopefully a good age domain. And so I think that's what I found. So what niche is my domain in? Mine is in a wildlife niche. It's a pretty broad answer, but I think it's appropriate, and I think it covers a lot of good topics. The domain rating in Ahrefs is a 20. The domain rating in Moz, or domain authority in Moz, is a 32. And to give you some perspective on what a 20 in Ahrefs is, my website in the grilling niche that's been live for two years makes over $4,000 a month, gets over 100,000 visitors a month. Its domain rating is a 4. So as you can see, a 20 is a pretty good rating, especially when you're starting out. So the backlink profile. So the backlinks itself that came with this domain, there was 1,620 backlinks and 612 referring domains. Some of the standout backlinks that caught my attention when selecting this niche, these are just a couple of them. As you know, there's 1,600, but these are some of the top players, and the list really does go on and on with some really good sites. But, for example, Medium.com with a DR94, Wikipedia with a DR91, Yahoo with a DR92, WikiHow with a DR91, Gizmodo with a DR91, News18.com with a DR85, GameStop.com with a DR81, and many, many more. So what have I done so far? So I reached out to niche website builders and said, hey, I want to get one of your age domains. They said, great, if you're willing to share the progress with your audience on YouTube, we will give you the domain itself at no charge, but in return, you need to buy 100,000 words of content for the site, which I thought was very fair. 100,000 words of content cost me $7,000. But on the flip side, they handle all the keyword research, and they did an excellent job with that, by the way. And I just think it's fair. It's an agreement, a partnership. They hand me a domain that's got a value of a little over $2,000, and in return, I buy $7,000 worth of content. We work together, we grow this, and we share the results with you guys so you guys can hopefully see the power and the value in an age domain. So if you take those backlinks that I discussed, yahoo.com, medium.com, gamestop.com, for me to find those type of links on my own would take me either thousands of dollars in effort, or thousands of dollars in money, or thousands of hours in effort trying to secure something like that, and probably never would even secure that type of profile. So there's a huge value, even if you took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these top DRs on here. Say it took you $500 to $1,000 a piece to secure these. Who knows how long and how much time and how much energy. I mean, this would still be worth over $3,000 to $4,000 just for the backlinks alone. So there was a really good value in the domain they gave me, and in return, I thought it was fair to buy their content. Now, 100,000 words for $7,000, that's definitely more than I've ever paid for content. Maybe not ever, but my general price for content is between 4 to 5, sometimes 6 cents a word. So 7 cents was at the top of my mark for buying content. But I have to look at the value of the keyword research they do, and then the value of obtaining the H domain myself. So I feel like it was a very fair deal. I feel like it's a good partnership, and I'm excited to share this with you guys. All right, so the site went live about 3 weeks ago. When they handed it over, they literally sent me an email with the WordPress login credentials. I got email invites for Google Analytics and Google Search Console to add those properties to my accounts. I went on to Ahrefs and conducted a technical SEO site audit, which is a free thing you could do with Ahrefs, and I recommend it to everyone just to check the status of your website. You might have broken links, you might have bad redirects, redirect loops, 404s you don't know about, orphan pages, all sorts of technical SEO things that can give your website problems and at least slow the growth. So anyway, I checked the Ahrefs site audit, and this is a website, has, over 100 articles already, and it came back with a perfect 100 score on Ahrefs, which was fantastic. None of my sites, except for my grilling site, have a perfect 100. And you can get them there, but it just takes a lot of work and a lot of digging and finding out what's broken where, what's looping where, and anyway, they handled all of that. And like I said, Search Console and Analytics were already hooked up and running, so I didn't have to do anything. I literally was handed the website. And when I think back of when I started blogging, I spent countless hours, weeks, and months banging my head against the wall, trying to make sure my site looked right, operated right, navigational menus were correct, interlinking, which I barely even had a concept of at the time. Just all the things you spend months and months and months learning and failing at, eventually succeeding, but failing at for the most part, all that's bypassed with this. And if you're someone who's working a full-time job and doesn't have time to just sit down and focus full-time like I do on these websites, this might be a great option for you to just bypass the nonsense, own a site, own an asset, and hopefully make some revenue off of it. So what's the progress so far? Well, let's look at Google Search Console. As you can see here, the site's not even been live for a month. We already have 16,500 impressions, 102 total clicks, and the average position, as you can see, when it started, the average position was near 30, and it is now around 15, so it's doubled an average position just in the last 3 weeks, and that number continues to improve every time Search Console updates, even by a couple fractions of a point. It continues just to level up constantly. Within like a week, I had over 1,000 keywords queries registering in Google Search Console, and I had every single page indexed and ranking, which is, again, for those of you guys who know, that's an accomplishment. So they did a tremendous job with putting the site together and making it accessible and readable by Google's crawlbots. All right, and if you look at Google Analytics, you can see here that the site really didn't have anything going on. I think probably right here, May 29th and 31st was probably them just working on the site, installing the tags, things like that. And then you see here, June 7th, 0 users. June 8th, we had 15. And by 2 weeks later, June 22nd, we've had 47 users. And as you can see, that number is already moving up quickly. So everything is looking super good. If you look at sessions, 350 sessions in the first 2 weeks, 1.7 pages per session, which is actually a great pages per session, and bounce rate at 79%, which is a great bounce rate, or what you should be able to expect from a bounce rate. Everything is looking really, really good. So what's next? What am I going to do, and what are my plans moving forward? Well, like I said, I've got 100,000 words of content, which actually I used one of their coupons, and I'll link some of those below. I got like a 20% more content with my purchase, so I paid for 100,000 words of content, but because of their Easter special back in April when I ordered this, I actually received around 120,000 words of content. So I'm going to wait for this traffic to continue to roll. I want to just, although it's looking tremendous, I just want to make sure it's some peace of mind that we're going to continue to see growth in the right direction. I have no doubts that I will at this point, But obviously, before you just keep throwing money at something, you want to make sure that the baseline traffic is there. And so far it is. Once traffic reaches a certain few thousand visitors a month, maybe 10,000 visitors a month, I will then monetize with display ads. I'm currently on the diamond plan of Ezoic Premium, and that's been going well. I'm averaging with my grilling site now close to a $40 EPMV for this month, which is great. And I will do the same thing with this site. And then I'm going to buy another 50,000 words of content from niche website builders. And the reason I'm going to use them again at 7 cents a word is because that is going to provide me with their in-house keyword research, their in-house writers, their in-house on-page publishing and SEO and interlinking. They do it all. They are your webmaster for a fee. And it's actually really nice because I can still focus on growing my grilling site while this just builds up in the background. That 50,000 words of content will give me probably 40 to 50 more articles, which will put me at around 150, 155 articles. And we will continue to watch it and update you guys. I'm going to do monthly updates so you guys know exactly where this site stands. If it completely falls apart and crumbles to the ground, you'll know it. And if it launches, makes me 5, 10K a month, you'll know it. So I hope you guys enjoy this update. I hope you look forward to the next one. By the way, on my grilling site, we're already over $4,000. The month is not over. We could hit 5,000. Obviously, that'd be my best month yet. And if I can get this website to do something similar, I could potentially finally make it to that $10,000 a month club. Anyway, it's all been a fun journey. There's been lots of ups and downs, but this purchase from Niche Website Builders seems to be a really good one, and I'm happy with the progress so far. If you got any questions down below or want to know more, you can find links in the description to the services Niche Website Builders offers. And who knows? Maybe you're in the market to start a new website but don't have the time. This could be a perfect fit for you. We'll talk to you guys next time. Take care.